Sunday, Sunday, Songwriting, AATFP. You will start to see the problem go away, whether it's night or day. That's why I sing to my desires like a baby. I say, hold on, you can make it through the night. And I sing to my jealousies like a cat.
You found him? What happened to his eyes yet?
Hi, my name is Aviva. I have a band called Aviva and the Flying Penguins, and I started doing Sunday songwriting about 5 years ago today. And it's been an amazing journey, writing a song every week, although there were a couple of years that I took off. Okay, so welcome to Sunday songwriting number 192. Ooh. Humble me, God, show me the way to my feelings and how to stay there without trying to do things that take too much effort, like being a god, 'cause that's what we got you for. You are the light that brightens up everyone's heart. I'll sit tight and watch all the miracles you shine my way. I rest as you show me there's love every day. I just gotta slow down and let your love shine without trying to give it away or make it mine, without feeling scared, impatient, or afraid. 'Cause your light is so bright, it can burn up a flame to ignite and transcend all our pain into true love and joy. It's insane how you're loving me, God, even when I think that you're shoving me, God. You've given me colds to wake up my fire, my desire to share who I am with the world, to feel all my feelings and pleasures, and let all my infinite treasures remain as the masks that are trite burn up bright in the flames. Oh, how I thought I had to work so hard. I hope I can keep this wisdom in my heart. Humility is my stability, and feeling my feelings gives me the mobility to be who I am in this world with agility. I am who I am, and I have the ability. Humility is my stability, and feeling my feelings gives me the mobility to be who I am in this world with agility. I am who I am, and I have the ability. Humility is my stability, and feeling my feelings gives me the mobility to be who I am in this world with agility. I am who I am, and I have the ability. To stay here, stay with the Dharma without any drama. I accept this gift of life. I accept this gift of life. Humble me, God. Show me the way to my feelings and how to stay there. Thank you so much for watching. I just stuffed my face with latkes. Happy Hanukkah. And Merry Joy Joy to whatever you celebrate. Hey folks, so I knew I wanted to talk to you today about something called reaction time. And what that means is if you feel an emotion about a certain thing in life, how long does it take you to actually feel that at the surface of you? Okay, I know that sounds confusing, but in the work that I've done with emotional healing, with Bach flower essences and breath therapy and some other things, what goes on is something that requires processing time. Let's say somebody hurts your feelings. You go out, throughout your day, you do your normal things, and then maybe 3 hours later, you just can't stop feeling it, and you have to address it. You thought that you could just move on in the moment, but that's because you weren't with your feeling, because there was a reaction time of 3 hours. But to be honest, I have found that there is a reaction time of 3 days or 4 days or a week or 2 weeks. And yes, this presents problems with communication and some other things, but it's realistic. I don't know exactly how it works, but I do know the more healing work you do, the quicker your reaction time is. It can sound confusing because it might seem like reacting, like, getting mad at someone right away or whatnot. But if someone gets mad at you and it's a really strong reaction and you haven't really done anything, then what that reaction time is something that they're feeling from maybe a week earlier. That might not even have to do with you, that they're finally feeling because it finally got to the surface. It's kind of like boiling water. It's kind of what causes a lot of miscommunication with people because of the different reaction times to different things and having to find that middle ground or a way to communicate about it. So let's say, Sheila upsets me about something 2 days ago, and then I'm talking to my friend Greg, and Robert upset him 4 days ago. And then we both are feeling upset, and we think it's because of the other person, but we're actually reacting to something that upset us from a few days earlier, and we're just finally feeling it. And so it's so much easier to project on someone else. And so when you start to dig in and think, am I upset about something else that's not happening in this moment? Then you start to discover, yeah, that person said this and it really upset me and I never felt about it. Because in the moment I wasn't feeling something. Because we are all able to have numb spots. And we're not numb. We're feeling. And so it's just that it's numb in the moment and you feel it based on whatever your reaction time is. We have these numb spots. It's like a shield. It's like a protective layer that we have. Or think about water and how long it takes a rock to finally reach the bottom of the water. And that bottom is when you feel it. It's hard to explain this, but it's so real. I've experienced it so much. It's so mysterious. You start to feel something and you think, what is this from? It could even be from years ago. It's so complicated. But anyway, the moral of the story is, how do you get home with your feelings? Like, how do you stay with your feelings? How do you connect with what you're feeling? Sometimes people laugh when they're really sad because they don't want to feel the sadness. We all have these defense mechanisms. Similar to that, that's what I wrote this song about like 10 years ago. It's called Humble Me, God. Because I was going through some emotional healing, and I know I was stopping myself from feeling it because it was so painful. But what that does is it stops you from being able to feel the good things as well. And I think it's normal. I think a lot of people who aren't going through emotional healing are just not feeling their feelings. And it gets very confusing because we are meant to feel our feelings. And when we don't, yes, we can function in ways that we might not be able to if we're emotional, because we're just cutting ourselves off from that pain. But you're also cutting yourself off from your life force, so you might have to take more caffeine or more, you might feel lack of energy. So when you don't feel your emotions, you feel lack of energy, and you can also feel a twisted emotion of that emotion. You might feel critical of yourself or others. It twists around. I'm just ranting, but I want you to take this to heart, that this could be a real thing with you and the people around you, that it takes time to feel certain emotions, and so it takes space and processing time and alone time to really sit with yourself and be honest and say, I feel sad about this, or I feel mad about this, or I feel happy about this. I find with myself with reaction time, I sometimes don't want to feel happy about something. It's like I'm scared if I feel as happy as I feel, then that good thing will be taken away from me. That's another reaction time issue. It's not just about being sad about something. So just during these holiday times, just hold your heart and be gentle with your reaction time and your emotion time, and how you might feel sad about something 5 hours later or 5 days later. And it's okay to still address it, even though it wasn't addressed right away, with yourself and whoever you want to address it with. I hope this makes some kind of sense. I hope this gives you some kind of clarity with whatever is going on in your mind that feels uncomfortable. Because you deserve to feel comfortable. And you deserve to know that it's normal to not be completely present in your emotions. You have a reaction time. It could take you a week to feel something. It could take you 2 weeks to feel something. And it doesn't mean that you did something wrong or you didn't feel it purposely. It's just the self-defense mechanisms and the denials that you have and that you've built up to this point in your experience in life. And it's okay. Okay, here's another clue. It's hard for you to handle things if you haven't felt your feelings about things yet. It's hard to wash your dishes, to do your laundry, to do normal things because you're not in the moment with yourself and something's not right because you haven't processed things. Slow down. Everyone's going at a different rate. Slow down. Your rate might be slower. And just be with yourself. And if you're empathic, it can get really confusing because you might feel like you would rather feel someone else's feelings than your own, because that might be a quicker reaction time than your own feelings. You might be feeling what that other person's feeling before you even feel what you're feeling, and things get really confusing. So you might need even more space to yourself to think, what am I feeling? And at any moment you can do mudras to ground yourself. Like this is the centering mudra for confidence and for your own center of emotions and for feeling your own feelings. And for feeling like you can do it, whatever it is that you're doing. We're pretty complicated, amazing, magical, mystical, miraculous balls of fire. So for example, sometimes when I go on certain trips that are demanding of me emotionally and psychologically, sometimes when I have to be around certain people that I just have to be around for work or whatever, and I get back from, let's say, a week-long trip, I might feel paralyzed for however long it takes my emotions to react, and it might take a while before I can really be myself again. For example, if you are a computer and you get all these new programs and you get all these new downloads, and then you have overcapacity and you can't run on your normal processing system, so you have to take the time and organize and delete files. And that's what it's like that week I get back. It's like delete, 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 you know, like, nope, that belief's not mine, that's theirs. And especially if you were just in like some kind of battlefield or a metaphorical battlefield where you feel it's not safe to feel your feelings. You just have to keep going and pushing through. It's like literally getting constipated. That's a good analogy. It's like feelings are ice and they're hard and they need to melt in order to be felt. And everyone has a different melting point, just like metals. Sometimes you don't feel anything until you get triggered, until the ice gets so big that it touches some kind of fire, that it spontaneously starts combusting, that your body just like finally says, oh my god, this ice is so big it's gonna kill me. I need to get rid of it. It's like you have this detector in you. These words are even used in our language. Having a meltdown. When your metaphorical ice cube of emotions finally gets so big that you can't think or see straight, like brain freeze, or it gets too big for whatever area is allotted for icy emotions. I think our emotions get frozen in traumatic experiences, and so having a meltdown can be a positive thing because you finally melt down emotions that could have been there for years, since you were a kid. Some schools of thought and theories of healing track things all the way to your birthing experience when you were being born into this world. It could be during war, during seeing action. So it could be a good thing to have a meltdown. We don't have to see it as just a bad thing because it's melting down things that have been frozen in you for a while. For example, you might not completely be able to be yourself around everyone. You might be putting on an act to please people, to get people to like you. You might not be able to feel you're happy around people who are filled with gloom and doom. You might not be able to feel your sadness around people who only want to be happy. So when you aren't around these folks and you get to feel whatever you feel, the longer that you did go without feeling your feelings, the more icy, frozen your feelings have gotten. Our language really even talks in this way, like an icebreaker when you meet a bunch of people, warming up the room with a song in a program having a meltdown, someone being cold to you. Let's warm up to each other. So why do we freeze our emotions besides feeling unsafe? Maybe it's programming. Maybe we're holding on to a certain program, and that's another thing. Media and TV and radio affects our emotional reaction to things, and because we're programmed to react in other ways, and it's even called a program, a TV program, a program that you get when you sit and watch a play. It's a way to take your mind through a course of images designed to take your mind for a ride. It's designed for you to be the rider, not the driver. Rider. R-I-D-E-R. So what about this? Have we been programmed to take part in certain rituals? Well, yeah, we've been programmed to celebrate all of the holidays that we celebrate. That's not something we would just do naturally. It's not something like monkeys do and dogs do in the wild. That's something we had to be programmed to do. So we're partaking in someone else's agenda. Maybe it's good for us, maybe it's not. Maybe we're being programmed to enjoy someone else's wishes. The more we're programmed to fulfill someone else's desires, the more we're frozen in our own. The more we're programmed to feed our egos, the less we are expressing our hearts. The more we're programmed to value money, the more we are programmed to accentuate greed, which affects our health in a negative way. How do you disconnect from all this programming? And will that help your reaction time with emotions? Definitely. If you're programmed to not feel or to feel something that's not authentically, completely you in all areas, then there's something that's gonna say to you, this is better than you. So how do you make you and your feelings a priority? Humility. You do have the choice to program your mind with the programming that you choose. What is your favorite program? What's your favorite music? And are you being conscious of what the messages are in the music that you're giving yourself? How do you deprogram? How do you disconnect those strings, those attachments to the programs, what you've been programmed to be? You just start releasing all of it, finding your freedom from this machine. Create your own programs that are aligned with your true emotions. It's not easy. Please subscribe. Please comment. Please tell your friends. Please share. So as you look back on these 5 years, you will see not only interesting songs, but interesting experiences with my band, with my friends, with hemp activism. So check it out. Have an amazing week. I love 5. You're amazing. It is so normal for you to be stressed out during the holidays. And it's also normal to feel happy with the holidays and excited to see people. And it could be all these different emotions in one, because you have all these different reaction times with all the different emotions. Just keep on being you and shining your beautiful spirit, and be okay with all the different feelings you're having. Humble me, God. Show me the way to my feelings and how to stay there. Stay there. It's not as easy as it sounds. How do I stay there? How you gonna change the world? Are you gonna be the change, or are you gonna wait for change to rearrange you?